Hey there, guys. It's controversial. I'll just be not necessarily reacting, but I'll just be watching this video and basically breaking it down to the guy who wants to know why he's lonely and sad. So basically, I'll just be jotting down a few topics and about this. And I thought it was an interesting video to watch, and this is the first time I'm watching it, so it's not like I'm revisiting this video. But anyway, I would just like to see this because this is a female perspective and it's very important to take that into consideration. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
I wanted to point out that everybody feels this way sometimes. Everybody.
That is true. That's 100% true. People think that just because their emotions only people think that just because they feel alone that the emotions only belong to them. But anyway, let's just get into
It's happened to me so many times. It happens to everyone. And I think a lot of it lies in the fact that humans are social creatures by nature. And if we aren't fulfilled socially, then we're going to be really unhappy.
I guess you could say that for anyone because everybody though individual, they all share the same emotions when it comes to certain things. I mean, we all get angry, we all get sad, we all get hungry, tired. So basically, we literally all the same, and we literally all normal. So it's normal to feel normal, and it's normal to be normal, whatever your form of normal is. That is. But anyway, let's continue.
And unhappiness manifests itself in many different ways. You could be depressed, you could be angry, you could just be completely reserved and sad, and in effect, you draw yourself away from other people, and that makes the problem worse. So you perpetuate this lifestyle of, I don't trust people, and people don't like me.
Yeah, that's very, very true. These days, people are walking around the world saying, you cannot trust anybody, you basically cannot trust anybody. You can't trust your family, your friends, you can't trust your job, your boss, anybody. So if people are going to walk around with this type of mentality, they're not really going to feel happy, they're going to feel alone and sad and depressed. So when it comes to this knowledge, when it comes to this new way of life, or where people tell themselves, I cannot trust anybody, but yet they want to be in a relationship, they want a huge social group of friends, which makes zero sense because that's a very counterproductive way to live. Makes absolutely zero sense. People tell themselves they're not happy and not fulfilled, but yet they know that they can't trust anybody. It's kind of ridiculous mindset, to be honest. But anyway,
and people are probably never going to like me, so I will never like people, and I'm okay by myself. But the fact is that you're so unhappy because you're alone. And when you realize that you're lonely, you don't really remember how to fix it because you've spent so much time avoiding people. So when the time comes when you're just completely sick of being so sad that you just want to fix everything and you want to do whatever it takes to make sure that you'll never have to be this sad again, that's when you have to realize that it really doesn't matter very much what people think of you.
That is true. These days you just have to keep living like as if you cannot hear the negativity. Like when it comes to what people think about you, I feel like it's important to take that into consideration, but not really hold yourself to what people say, because like nobody will like everything about you. There's positive and there's negative things about every single person. Even the person themselves won't feel that they're perfect, even though they try and they try and they try and they try. They could never complete 100% of themselves and say, I'm 100% perfect. There are so many things about people that are imperfect, and it's something we should really take into consideration when it comes to judging ourselves and judging other people. And on the basis of judgment, I mean, hey, like I'm not a judgmental person. I judge people on their actions and not really their personalities. But she's right, though. She's 100% right.
And the fact is that everyone cares what people think about them. That's also human nature. It'd be crazy if you didn't. I mean, I could walk around naked outside, but I do care about being known as the town streaker, so I don't do it. But you should do whatever makes you happy.
You know, on another point is that being self-aware is very important. It's more important to be it's very important to be self-aware rather than care about what people think, because at the end of the day the only thing that matters is what you think about yourself, not necessarily what other people think about you. Because if what you have to say about yourself is negative, then how do you expect other people to say positive things about you? Otherwise, then they'll just be telling you lies, that or things that are probably not true about yourself. But
within
anyway,
reason. And if that means that you're lonely and you want friends, then you have to go places. You have to get back in touch with those people you haven't talked to in months or maybe even years.
it's very, very true. People these days think that they can just run to social media and create a whole fan base, create a whole group of friends. That's not the way it works, people. The world is big, so you have to go out there and explore things. You cannot live inside a bubble where you only keep your three friends and then you expect these three friends of yours to be around for the rest of your lives, because people do change, things change, situations change, things happen, life goes on. But at the end of the day, it's very important that you go out into the world and at least try your best to experience. And in the sense of making friends, you don't necessarily always need friends, but going out into the world is the best advice anyone can give you. Explore, change, do new things, try new things, meet new people. Because the reason why you're probably sad and lonely is because you have been trying to keep in touch with the same people over and over. And let me tell you something, when it comes to people, specifically friendships, some people just get bored. Some people just get bored. Like you ask your friend, can we hang out? And then they say that they're busy, but then they say that they're busy when you call them. But in the meantime, they're just busy at home sitting on the couch watching TV. They could more than willingly have you over, or they could more than willingly come over, but just because they're bored with the relationship, then maybe that's why your friends are not talking to you anymore. Maybe that's why you feel lonely, is because you probably had the same circle of friends for a long time and you want something new. Maybe you're the one that's bored, maybe you're the one that doesn't want to hang around, not necessarily hang around, but you just want something new, something fresh. But anyway,
And you
let's
have to
continue.
tell them that you want to hang out or ask them to tell you about any parties that are happening. And you have to turn yourself from such a reserved creature into a social butterfly. And that is the hardest struggle. But once you get to do it, you realize how much it's worth it meeting new people. Meeting new people is a huge thing in becoming happy.
That's the other thing, people. Like when it comes to going into public, specifically looking for new friends, you cannot take your ego or your mentality with you, because if you're looking for new friends, you have to lower your guard down in order to at least know how to condescend to certain people. And it all depends on what you're looking for, because I'm someone who doesn't really have any problem making friends. Like I'm an introvert, okay, but like I know how to be in certain social circles and whatnot. So if I go to a public place, I know how to talk to people. That's basically a strength. If you can talk to people, like let's just say if you're nervous but you can talk to people, then you're more likely okay, because this whole mentality of thinking I want to be a loner but I want friends. If you're a loner, you can't have friends. That's the thing about this life. Like you cannot, you cannot call yourself a loner and have pride in calling yourself a loner, but then are in real life depressed about being alone. That makes zero sense, and this is the issue that most people make, the mistakes that most people make. It's really sad to see this, but anyway, let's
Because
continue.
if you're currently not surrounded by people that make you happy, that make you happy to be alive, then you really do need to get new friends. So, one of the easiest ways to do that is to find out about social events, parties, whatever you have to do, and be confident that you are an interesting person.
That is true, people. Confidence is the key to making friends. Like you have to be able to take the first leap, or you have to know how to do it the right way. So basically confidence is very important. And let me tell you something, people, don't overcomplicate it. It's just making friends. You're not asking these people out on a date or to marry you. And taking, like, being able to take rejection is very important, whether you be a man or a woman. And in this case, the reason why this woman's video gives so much more value is because she's a female. Like, because instead of some male, alpha male, whatever these gents are these days, a big guy in a muscle t-shirt telling you that, oh, the first thing you need to do when you want to look for friends is hit the gym. That's not true. Like she's a very, okay, she's probably aged a lot since then, but she's a young, relatively attractive woman. So her opinion gives value to everyone else, because women these days are portrayed as women who are people who don't have to do anything. People, they get handed everything. They get handed everything. They get handed dates. They get handed dates, they get handed marriage, relationships, everything gets handed to them. And the thing I like about this video is she acknowledges that everybody has to do the work, whether you're a male or female. And I really like the fact that I'm hearing this from a female instead of a male. Instead of some six-pack muscle t-shirt male. But anyway, she's super right about everything she's talking about, and you can see that she knows what she's talking about, because stuff like this isn't really stuff that you can necessarily fake, because you can kind of feel the realism and the genuine in her voice.
No matter what you have told yourself for years, no matter what you've heard negative people say about you, the fact is that if someone only has negative things to say about you, their opinion honestly doesn't matter.
100%. Because in life you'll have more lovers than haters. That's literally it. Because if you're gonna have 1,000 people on Instagram or YouTube, and then let's just say out of that 1,000 there's only 30 people that keep on hating on your videos, or yes, are you honestly telling me that you're gonna focus on what 30 people have to say about you, rather than what okay, 1,000 minus 30, that's but you get the idea. Let me not calculate that, but you get the idea. Don't focus on the minority, focus on the majority. Because people these days, people want so much validation for doing something. And with everything we do in life, there will always be criticism, whether it be constructive or whether it be bad. There's no real yes, whether it will be constructive or negative criticism, there will always be criticism. Because to be honest, like with me, the people that don't like me, I know that I have people that don't like me, but you know what I do? I avoid them. I don't follow them on social media. I don't talk to them on a regular basis. I don't even visit them. I'm not around people that I don't like. But anyway,
because they were never going to give you a chance in the first place. And if you only have negative things to say about yourself, I'm sorry, but that opinion doesn't matter either.
That is true. That is so true. That's actually a good comment. That's true. You shouldn't pay attention to the negatives. Depending on the situation, specifically with the person that you are, it's very important to know that the views you have on yourself should not be as negative as the views other people say about you. Like, listen, if you're an a-hole, I feel like that's the issue, and you need to find a way to be happy. But
because
anyway.
Every person is responsible for their own happiness. And if you really don't want to be sad anymore, you have to take matters into your own hands.
That's true. These days, people want to rely on everybody else for happiness. They want to rely on their girlfriend, they want to rely on their boyfriend, they want to rely on their parents, their friends. Because if you cannot create your own happiness and your own entertainment, you're gonna be a really sad and lonely human being. Because if you don't have the ability to create your own fun, or at least be alone in life, like if you're someone who can't be alone for like more than at least a month or even a week, then that's your issue. That's a problem. Because I know people, specifically when I was in high school, I knew people who couldn't stay alone for a month. They would always need a boyfriend, a girlfriend, their friends, their cliques. They were nothing without their crew. And then like when they were stripped bare of their social circles, they wouldn't be as talkative, as happy.
You have to become happy by changing your attitude. And it really is all about attitude.
Okay, anyway, guys, this was Broke the Interweb. I haven't really watched many of her videos, but I saw this video and it stuck out to me. So anyway, guys, go show some love and some support. Anyway, guys, peace out.